This video is going to go over the Exploring Ebscohost database exploration assignment. Depending on which class or which semester you're in, this might be a worksheet that looks like this, or it might be a quiz built into the course. But the information in this video is designed to help you complete that activity no matter what format it's in. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is understand overall, what are we doing? We are finding a reading, R3, reading 3, that you're going to use in both units 2 and 3 of the course. You've read reading 2, R2. In this particular semester, it's the Pandemic's Remote Learning Legacy, a lot worth keeping. But in your semester, if you're watching this in a different year, it might be something different. It should be listed right here in the assignment guidelines. So this is R2. Your reading, R3, should relate to R2. They should be about the same topic. They should have something in common. It should be maybe a different perspective. It could agree or disagree with R2. But R3 should be an article that relates or connects in some way to R2. You're not looking for something completely different, okay? You're looking for something about the same topic. So that's the first thing that's important to understand. Then we need to know, how are we going to get into Ebscohost to find this, and what do we need to look for while we're there? So if you go to the Delaware Tech homepage and you go to Student Resources, there's a tab on the right-hand side for library databases, and we're going to go directly into Ebscohost. The thing to keep in mind about Ebscohost is that this is like a mall. Each individual database in the mall is a different like theme, so to speak. Some of them are specifically medical texts, some of them are specifically about education, some of them are pretty general, okay? I like Masterfile Premier as a good general database, so I'm going to suggest that one, but you can search in other databases if you like. If you go to Continue, you're going to find the search page. This is where you'll enter the keywords that you're going to be searching for. So you might want to search for vegetarians. I should be able to type that, vegetarian diet. Okay, there we go. So you would type in your search terms here. But before I get too far into that, I want to point out that sometimes the search term that you use doesn't really find any results. So you might have to use synonyms or other words that are related to vegetarian diets. So you might be searching veganism or vegan diets. You might be searching meatless diets. There are other words that you can use to search if your first search doesn't really return a lot of results. So keep that in mind. It's also important to know on this search options page that there are a lot of ways that you can limit or restrict your results to narrow your search down or to broaden your search. You can apply related words, and that kind of allows you to search by synonym. You can choose to limit only to full text results, because this gives you actual articles. Sometimes if you don't have this checked, you're just going to get little blurbs, like the abstract, but not the whole article. So definitely check the full text box. You can check specifically how long you want your article to be. If you have an assignment and you need it to be a certain length, you can limit by number of pages. You can limit by date if you are only allowed to choose articles within the last few years, for example. Publication allows you to search within a specific publication. Like if you only wanted articles from the New York Times, you could search here. So for today's assignment, looking for an article, the only thing I'm going to really suggest is that you limit full text and apply related words. You could do some of these other ones. Some of them might be helpful, some of them might not. But I'm going to suggest at least the full text. That's kind of like the one that you really definitely want to make sure that you choose. The other ones are up to you. So you're going to search your term you're going to search, and then you're going to get some results. So this will tell you how many results you have. You'll see over here on the left-hand side that you can also limit over here, full text, scholarly journals, your publication dates, so on and so forth. You'll see in each entry there's a title, there's the source information. This is the source where it was published, the year, volume, issue, page number. It tells you a little bit about what it's about. And then you'll see either a PDF full text or an HTML full text. Either one is fine as long as there's full text available. So if you open this up, you'll see the PDF full text has to, you have to click separately to get to that, and it looks exactly like it was published originally. For an article that is posted in HTML full text, it's going to look a little bit different, and you're going to have the actual article here in the database. So you won't have to click somewhere else and see what it looks like. It's just going to be loaded into the database right here for you. Either way, all the information still shows up on this page, and this is where you will decide, first of all, as you are looking at all of the options, you're going to choose an article that works for this assignment. Remember that it needs to be a credible article. It needs to pass the CRAP test, currency, relevance, accuracy, authority, and purpose. And it needs to be about the same topic as R2, Reading 2, which you were assigned and read in English 101. So don't choose a topic that's something completely different. Make sure that it relates. You'll have to explain in your assignment how it relates. So it needs to be something connected. So you might have to go through several articles before you find one that works. You might have to do different searches with different synonyms. You might have to play with some of the limiters or restrictions a little bit. You might have to search in different databases until you find an article that works for you. Once you find an article that works for you, then you can click into the article, and you're going to use the toolbar over here on the right-hand side. These tools are provided for you to allow you to do some different things. This lets you save the article to your Google Drive. This one adds it to a folder. In Ebscohost, most students don't use folders though. Typically what students will do is they will email the article to themselves. You can also use this button to email this article to your instructor if you need to get it approved ahead of time. So this is probably the most used one. You can also print the article from here. This is the easiest way to print from inside the database. And cite is an important tool as well. You are going to have to cite these articles in APA format. If you click cite, it gives you several different citations depending on different formats. We use APA 8th edition. The closest that they offer is APA 7th edition. So what we're going to ask you to do is copy the citation or copy this reference entry, and then on your document or in your quiz, you're going to paste this as the APA reference from the cite tool. But this is not correct. The 7th edition APA has very specific rules about article capitalization. So the title of the article, in this case it's environmental nutrition, should be using sentence case where the first word is capitalized but all the other words are not. So there's going to be a question on your assignment that asks you to fix this part of the citation. You're going to have to make the second words and any following words lowercase. This is not a great example because there's only 2 words in the title. Let's find a longer title. Let's go with this one. So this one has several words in it, and you can see this is title case where P, Y, C, and C are all capitalized. When we go to cite and we look at the APA 7th edition, we'll see that the article title is in title case. this is an example where you'll have to change this, this, and this all to lowercase in your APA reference. So that's what it means in the assignment when it asks you to copy the citation and then fix the citation. That's what it's referring to. So that is essentially what you need to do in order to find your article. Make sure that it relates to R2. Go into Ebscohost, do a search. Make sure that you're evaluating the articles that you find for currency, relevance, accuracy, authority, and purpose. There's a separate video about those metrics. And then once you've found the article, then you're going to want to save it, email it to yourself, copy the citation. Of course, if you have any questions about this, you can email me and I'll be happy to help.